Hey, welcome back to the Good Apple Yoga channel. I'm Rachel and I'm the Good Apple. Today we have our modified primary Ashtanga series. Before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe. That way you don't miss out on any new content. We're going to get started at the tops of our mats, so get your blocks and props ready and I'll meet you there. While you get started in your Tadasana mountain pose, I'll open with our Ashtanga primary series mantra. There's no way I could memorize it, so I do have my notes. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale to Om. Om. Vande Guru Nam Charanara Vinde Sandarshita Svatma Sukhava Bodhe Ni Sreyase Jangalika Yamane Samsara Hala Hala Mohashantiya Abahu Purushakaram Shankar Has Akrasi Darinam Sahas Sirasam Svetam Pranamami Patanjali. And our mantra translates to, I bow to the lotus feet of the Supreme Guru, which awaken insight into the happiness of pure being, which are the refuge and the jungle physician, which eliminate the delusion caused by the poisonous herb of samsara. I prostrate before the sage Patanjali, who has thousands of radiant white heads, and who has, as far as his arms, assumed the form of a man, holding a conch shell, a wheel, and a sword. From our Tadasana or Samastiti, hands by your side, just start to ground in through the feet, spread the toes wide, release any muscles here, shake it out, and begin to roll the shoulder blades down and back, palms face forward. Engage through the quads so the kneecaps lift slightly and spread the toes wide. You can slightly gaze up towards your sky and pull your belly button into your chest, Samastiti. We're going to move through 3 rounds of our Surya namaskar, A, to warm up and move the energy throughout the body. Let's take a nice deep breath in, bring the hands all the way up to your sky, relax the shoulders down, fingertips engaged. On the exhale, forward fold Uttanasana. Inhale, Urdhva Uttanasana, halfway fold, halfway lift, shoulder blades hug around the spine. And exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Plant the palms, step or hop back into your plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Bend the elbows, lower the chest down towards the earth. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Step or hop forward when your feet meet your hands, forward fold Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold Uttanasana. Let the crown of the head reach towards the earth. On the inhale, reverse swan, arms reach all the way up to your sky, Urdhva Namaskarara. And exhale, Samastiti, hands come back down towards the earth. Let's move through another round, your own breath, your own pace. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, forward fold Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, belly button hugs in towards the spine. And exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Hands plant, step or hop back into your plank, your Dandasana, Chaturanga. Lower the chest down towards the earth. Nice strong core, strong upper body. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Beautiful. Journey your way with your next breath in to the top of your mat, however you'd like to get there. Step, hop, float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way back up to the sky. And exhale, Samastiti, hands by your side. Last time. Inhale, arms reach up. Relax the shoulders down. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, your fold. Find your journey. Chaturanga Dandasana. Take a nice inhale. On the exhale, bend into the elbows, lower the chest down to the earth. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Last time, coming up to the top of your mat. Inhale. On the exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, look up, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, arms come up. And exhale, hands can come to heart center. Next, we'll move through 3 rounds of our Surya Namaskar B. So resetting the feet if you need to. For our Surya Namaskar B, if you'd like to bring the feet in a little bit closer together, either your big toes can kiss, or maybe you leave just a slight, or just a couple inches of space in between. This time for round B, we take a deep breath in, reach your arms up tall. On the exhale, we bend into the knees, point the tailbone down, Utkatasana, belly button pulls into the spine. Inhale together, and on the exhale, Utkatasana. Beautiful. Inhale, lengthen up tall through the spine, Ardha Uttanasana, and exhale, Uttanasana, fold. We're going to find the same flow. Step back into your plank, your Dandasana. Bend the arms, Chaturanga, lower the chest towards the earth. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. From here, you're going to step the right foot forward next to the right hand. Sweep the arms up tall while you pivot the back heel down, Virabhadrasana A. Hips stay square to the front of your mat. Exhale, arms swing down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Take your journey to your Adho Mukha Svanasana. Same thing on the opposite side. Left foot swings forward, drop the right heel down, arms come up, Virabhadrasana 1. Square the hips to the front of the mat. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Take your journey, Urdhva Mukha, Adho Mukha. This time, inhale, come to the top of your mat. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen tall. Exhale, forward fold. On your next inhale, bend the knees, drop the tailbone, sweep the arms up into your chair, belly button pulls into your spine. On the exhale, stand up tall, Samastiti. We'll take 2 more rounds of our Surya Namaskar B. Resetting the feet if you need. Inhale, reach up tall. Exhale, Utkatasana. Bend through the knees, point the tailbone down, belly button pulls in, chest is lifted. Inhale together. Exhale, forward fold, Utkatasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold, plant your palms, Chaturanga Dandasana. Lower the chest to the ground, bending the elbows behind you. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, chest lifts towards the sky, and exhale, Adho Mukha, downward facing dog. Inhale, step the right foot forward, pivot the left heel down, sweep the arms up, Virabhadrasana 1. Take your journey if you'd like to just step back to your down dog, or if you'd like to take a full vinyasa, a full movement from Chaturanga to upward
to downward, however you'd like. It is your practice. Opposite side. Left foot plants near the left hand. Right heel pivots down. Chest lifts. Virabhadrasana 1. Square the hips to the front of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Let's find your vinyasa if you'd like. Otherwise, you can just step forward to that forward fold. That Uttanasana, however you'd like to get there. Let the crown of the head reach towards the earth. Inhale, lengthen tall. And exhale, Uttanasana. Beautiful. On your next inhale, you're going to bend the knees, drop the tailbone, arms sweep up, Uttanasana, fierce pose, chair pose, and exhale, come to stand, Samastiti. We'll move through one more round. Resetting your feet if needed. Inhale, reach the arms tall. Exhale, chair pose, fierce pose, Utkatasana. Pull that belly button in towards your spine, Uddiyana Bandha. Inhale together. Exhale, forward fold, Utkatasana. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. I'm not going to guide you through this last round. I want you to make it your own, move with your breath. So if you want to bring in some more vinyasas from your up dog to your down dog, I invite that. If you want to keep your knee down for your Virabhadrasanas, I invite that. Make this last round yours. Keep the flow moving. And we'll meet up top in our forward fold, however you'd like to get there. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Next breath in, bend the knees, drop the tailbone, sweep the arms up, Utkatasana, chair pose, weight is in the heels, and exhale, come up to stand, Samastiti. From our Samastiti, reset the feet to be about hips width distance. Inhale, reach your arms up tall, relax the shoulders down. On the exhale, we're going to come to Padangustasana. You can wrap your peace fingers around your big toes for yogi toe lock. Inhale, lengthen up tall through the spine, feel the stretch through the backs of the legs. And exhale, engage in the biceps, bend through the elbows to pull your head down towards the earth. We'll take 5 breaths here. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands can come to your shins or your thighs. And exhale, we're going to come to Padangustasana. Hands can slide under the feet. Toes can reach up to the wrist crease. Feel the stretch to the top of the forearm. And if you'd like to pedal the feet into the hands, let the head drop towards the earth. We'll take 5 breaths here. Feel the stretch of the entire backside of the body. When you're ready, you can release. Take a nice inhale, lengthen up through the spine, and exhale, forward fold. You can tuck your chin into your chest, slowly roll up. 1 vertebra at a time. Your head will come up last. Take any neck or shoulder rolls at the top that you like. From Samastiti, let's turn 90 degrees on your mat and step the feet wide. Bring your arms to a T, and your feet should land just about somewhere below your wrists. We're going to start on our right side with Utthita Trikonasana. So pointing your right toes towards that back side of your mat. Arms can come up to a T. Relax the shoulders down. We don't want them shrugged up to the ears. Inhale, reach out long with that right arm. Imagine I'm pulling on your right fingertips, and when you can't reach any further, hinge at the hips. Your right hand comes towards the earth and your left hand comes towards the sky. I invite you to utilize any blocks or props here. Maybe you need to bring the earth a little bit closer to your hand for this practice, and that's perfectly fine. We'll find 5 breaths here. Inhale, you can gaze up or down to either thumb. On your last inhale, lengthen up tall through that left hand. On the exhale, let's bring it down to your block or to your earth. You can step that left foot forward a little bit and point the toes up towards the left-hand corner of your mat. Left hand grounds down, and we're going to reverse this. Right arm swings up to your sky. Heart rotates open. This is our Parvrita Utthita Trikonasana, revolved extended triangle pose. Again, we'll find 5 breaths. With your last inhale, lengthen up tall through that right hand. And on the exhale, let's bring that right hand down to meet the left. We're going to move to the opposite side, so you can crawl the hands and toe heel the feet to face that opposite side. Let's leave the right foot to be parallel with the back of the mat and your left foot, toes point forward. Bring this left hand down to the earth. Shift your hips towards the back of your mat, and when you're ready, you can open up this right arm to your sky. Utthita Trikonasana on the opposite side. We'll find 5 breaths. Inhale, lengthen up tall. And exhale, right hand comes down to meet the left. You can shift that right foot forward to where you need it. Hips shift back, right hand plants. Inhale together, exhale, rotate left arm open to the sky for Parvrita, revolved triangle. Find your 5 breaths. Inhale together, exhale, you can come down. Let's bring the hands, Shiva sweep the hands to the front, toes point forward. Shift the hips back, weight comes into your heels. Bring your hands to your hips. Belly button pulls up and into the spine, and inhale, we come back up to standing. And exhale, release, come back to center. And next we're gonna move into our Utthita Parsva Konasana, so our extended side angle pose. So coming back to that wide-legged stance that we started in, and this time we want to point the right toes towards the back of the mat. Let's find a nice bend into this right knee, and imagine you are opening up this knee right over those right pinky toes. If you need to shift the feet around to find a nice opening through the hips, I invite that. Let's bring this right elbow down to this right thigh, but be mindful of the space between the ear and the shoulder. We don't want to dump into this elbow or the shoulder. If you're comfortable here, and you can take a nice deep breath in and bring your left arm up to the sky. If you'd like to take this even further, you can ground down through that left pinky toe. Bring this hand out down in front of you, swing it around to the left ear for your side body stretch, reaching out long and tall through your fingertips, and we'll pause here for 5 breaths. Nice grounding through the lower body, reaching and lifting through the upper body, that really lovely Mula and Uddiyana. We're going to inhale together, and on the exhale, sweep the left hand down to the earth. You can again shift that back foot, that left foot, however you need. And we're gonna bring left hand to the outside of that right foot. Round down through your pinky toe. Inhale, sweep the right arm up to the sky. This is our Parvrita Utthita Konasana. Revolved extended side angle. Deep breath in. Again, stay mindful of the space between the shoulders and the ears. Find your breath. Last inhale together. On the exhale, you can come down, frame this right foot. Shiva, swoop these hands all the way over to your opposite side. Point the left toes to the top of your mat. That right foot comes parallel to the back of the mat. Bending into this left knee, opening it up like a book. Left elbow comes down to the knee. Inhale, right arm reaches tall, and exhale, you can sweep it down and over if you'd like for full expression. Rotate the heart towards the sky, and we'll stay here for 5 breaths. Inhale together. On the exhale, bring this right hand down to the ground. Shift that right foot forward however you need. Keep the bend through the left knee and bring the right hand to the outside of that left foot. If you'd like, inhale, rotate the left hand open to the sky for Parvrita Utthita Konasana. 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, come back down. You can Shiva swoop the hands back to center. Any movements through the legs to shake them out. When you're ready, find stillness. Wide-legged forward fold. Toes point out, heels point in. Let's bring our hands to our hips. Chin tucks into your chest. Nice strong core. And come back up to standing. Shake it out. Walk the feet in towards the middle. And next we'll move into our Prasarita Padottanasana, which is our wide-legged forward fold series. There's 4 of them. So first, bringing your feet back to hips width distance. Point the toes out and the heels in if you'd like to release a little bit of pressure off of the knees. Otherwise, we have our toes pointing out and our feet are parallel with the front and backs of our mats. Take a nice deep breath in, reach the arms up tall. On the exhale, nice flat back, shifting the weight into the heels. Drop the upper body down towards the earth for a nice wide-legged forward fold. For Prasarita Padottanasana A, all we do is bend into the arms and reach the crown of the head down towards the earth. You can increase the sensation or the stretch here by walking the hands closer behind you. So instead of forward, away from the body, you're going to be walking them towards you. This increases the stretch and the lengthening through the spine, deepening through the low back. Take 5 breaths here. On your inhale, you can bring your hands to your hips, come up to a nice flat back. And for Prasarita Padottanasana B, we leave our hands on our hips and we press the heart forward by bringing the elbows towards each other. And on the exhale, fold back down. 5 breaths here. Next breath in, lift and lengthen through the spine. And for Prasarita Padottanasana C, we bring our hands behind our back and clasp or interlace our fingertips. If that is not available for the body, you can grab opposite elbows. And on your exhale, forward fold. 5 breaths. Inhale, lift the belly button in towards the spine. Nice lengthening through the spine, lengthen through the crown of the head. And for Prasarita Padottanasana D, we bring yogi toe lock, so peace fingers wrap around big toe, bend into the elbows, engage in the biceps, pull the upper body down towards the earth. 5 breaths here. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Hands can come to the hips, and exhale, slowly come up to standing. You can toe heel the feet together. Take any movements or anything you need. We're going to take a Parsvottanasana on both sides, which is our pyramid pose. So let's bring your feet a little bit wider than hips width distance. We're going to rotate both of our feet to point towards the back of the mat. Nice flat back, elongate through the top of the spine. Inhale, reach tall, and exhale, you're going to fold forward with a nice flat back. Feel the stretch to the backs of the legs. When you can't reach any further, you can bring your hands to the floor or to blocks. For our Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. Take 5 breaths here. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. You can take your blocks with you. Shiva swoop the feet to point towards the opposite side of your mat. Parsvottanasana on the opposite side. Lengthen through the spine. Inhale. And exhale, you can fold over that left leg. Feel the stretch to the backs of the legs. Imagining the back of the knees are opening up as you breathe for 5. On your inhale, lengthen through the spine. You can rotate, point the toes forward. Prasarita Padottanasana or Prasarita Paschimottanasana, wide-legged forward fold. Bring your hands to your hips. Strong core, engage in that Uddiyana and Mula Bandha, and come back up to standing. Bring those feet to the center. Shake the legs and the arms out, whatever you need. The next shape on both sides will be our Utthita Hasta Padangustasana. It'll be a balance, so we'll play a little bit on both sides. Starting on the right side, let's spread these right toes wide. Grip them into the mat like you're gripping sand at the beach. Engage in this right kneecap, pull up and in through the thigh and through that quadricep. And then the last piece is pull this belly button in towards your spine, that Uddiyana Bandha. For Utthita Hasta Padangustasana A, all we're going to do is simply bring our hands to Samastiti hands and bend into this left knee, flex the foot, the toes point forward, and balance here for 5 breaths. Remembering to keep the toes spread, the belly button in towards the spine. For Utthita Padangustasana B, we're going to open up the left knee towards the side like a book. You can bring this left hand to the left knee and open it up like a book. If you'd like to extend the right hand out to the side, a little bit of a counterbalance here, and we'll take our 5 breaths. If there's any drishti or non-moving point in the room that you'd like to center your gaze at, I invite you to take your space there. For posture C, we're going to bring this left knee back to center. Imagine there's a soccer ball right here. You're going to kick the soccer ball to your right hand side and then bring this left foot up to meet the right hand. If you can find a figure 4 balance or a Padmasana, if you'd like to bring this left foot up into the crease, I invite that as well. You can bring hands to center, or up to the sky, whatever balance you'd like to try, and we'll find our 5 breaths. For D variation, we bring this knee back to center, point the toe out in front of you, and on the exhale, bring this left foot back to the earth. Shake the legs out, take what you need. We're going to change to the opposite side. Spreading the left toes wide, engage in the left quad, lifting the kneecap, and pull the belly button up and in. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana A. Bend the right knee, floating this foot in front of you, pointing the toes towards the face. Hands can come to samastiti, they can come to prayer, whatever you'd like here. You might find one side is a little bit shaky or a little bit more unbalanced than the other, and that's perfectly fine. That's why we do our yoga, to explore from side to side. When you're ready, you can bring your right hand to right knee for B, opening up this right knee to the side, keeping that nice bend. If you'd like counterbalance, you can extend the left arm out to the side, whatever you like here. For C, we come back to center, bring the soccer ball back to the inside of this right leg, kick it out to the side, and bring the right foot towards the left thigh. Grab onto it if you can and come into your Padmasana or your figure 4, whatever variation you like here. Find your 5 breaths. And lastly, for D, we come back to center, bringing this knee to center, kick the leg out in front, point the toe, and on your exhale, drop the right foot down to the earth. Shake the legs out, whatever you need. Beautifully done. Our next posture is going to be our Ardha Baddha Padmottanasana. It's a little bit similar to what we just did in our Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana C with the Padmasana or the figure 4. So again, you can find whatever variation you like from one side to the other. Starting on the right side, spread the toes wide, setting up through the quad and the core. Let's bend this knee. If you'd like full Padmasana, you can bring the left foot to the inside of that right hip. Option here to bind, coming all the way around to grab onto that toe. Otherwise, you can stay here. On your inhale, lengthen up tall through the spine, and exhale, you're going to fold, bringing the upper body down towards the earth. A slight bend in the right knee is okay here. If you'd like to bring your hands to the earth or blocks, that is perfectly fine. 5 breaths here. When you're ready, nice gentle bend in the knee to find your way back up to standing. Let this left foot come down to the earth. Rock your legs from side to side, and we'll come to the opposite side. Spreading the left toes wide, engage in the left quad and the core. Bending this right knee, bring the outside of the right foot into the inside of that left hip. Find what variation you like here. Inhale, lengthen tall. And exhale, we fold. Feeling a nice stretch through that outer right hip. Nice micro bend through that left knee so we aren't locking or creating too much tension there. Find your 5 breaths. When you're ready, nice slight bend into the left knee. Come back up to standing. You can release the right foot to the earth. Rock the weight from side to side. We have one last standing series on each side before we come down to the earth. Coming back to the tops of your mat, we're going to start with a nice Utkatasana pose, our fierce chair pose. Bringing the toes and heels together if you'd like. Otherwise, you can invite a little bit of space here. Take a nice inhale, sweep your arms up tall, relax your shoulders down, and exhale, bend into the knees, drop your tailbone down, keep your chest lifted. Stay here for 5 breaths. On the inhale, you're going to shift the weight into this right leg. Step the left foot back and heel comes down. You're going to come into your Virabhadrasana A. Warrior 1. Take a nice deep breath in here. Reset, pivot the hips if you need, and find your 5 breaths. Again, nice grounding through the Mula Bandha, nice lifting and opening, reaching through the upper and Uddiyana Bandha. What a lovely pose. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Deep breath in together, and on your next exhale, you're gonna pivot the left toes so your left foot is parallel with the back of the mat, and your arms come to a T. Nice shoulder height for our Virabhadrasana 2. We keep that nice bend into our knee, that right knee, aligning it out and open over that pinky toe. Ground down through the left pinky toe and hug those shoulder blades around the spine. Gaze over right fingertips and find your breath. Nice, strong, long, lovely pose here. Beautiful. Next breath in, you can sweep the arms forward back into Virabhadrasana A. Step that left foot up to meet the right and sit back down into your Utkatasana, your chair pose. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Hold for 5 breaths here. You can keep your arms lifted. You can bring them down to prayer. You can bring them to opposite prayer or grab opposite elbows. Sometimes that helps to keep the chest lifted. Beautiful. When you're ready, inhale, you can shift the weight into that left foot. Step that right foot back. Pivot the heel down. Arms sweep up, coming into Virabhadrasana A. Shifting the hips slightly if you need to so they're square with the front of your mat. Grounding down through both of your pinky toes. Keep the arms lifted. Find your breath. Deep breath in. And exhale, pivot the right toes. Your right foot comes parallel with the back of your mat, and arms come to shoulder height, Virabhadrasana 2. Nice, strong through the lower body, lifting, reaching in all directions with the upper body, and we breathe. On your last inhale, you can sweep the arms forward, come back to Warrior 1, step the right foot to meet the left, sit in your chair, and stand on up to Samastiti. Shake the arms and the legs out. We're going to find our way onto the floor. A nice fun way I like to do that is by coming back to the tops of your mats, coming up onto your tippy toes, and imagine there's an imaginary, and bring an imaginary rope out in front of you. You're going to hold onto this rope however hard you can and start to bend in the knees, shift the knees forward as you begin to drop the hips down towards the earth. The more you lift the heels and press the knees forward, the more you'll be able to reach down. When you can't reach any further, you can drop the hips down towards the earth. Take a nice roll or find what you need. First, we're going to find our Maha Mudra pose, our great lock pose. And for lots of floor postures, I actually like to sit on a block. It helps to bring my hips above the rest of my lower body and invites and helps to release a little bit of pressure off of my low back. So first, coming into great lock pose, Maha Mudra. Let's flex the feet, point the toes towards the face. Quads are engaged so our kneecaps are lifted. Inhale, sweep your arms up, relax your shoulders. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Chin is slightly tucked down to your chest. We engage through Mula Bandha, our pelvic lock, Uddiyana Bandha, our belly button, and Jalandhara Bandha, that chin lock. Breathe here, 5 breaths. When you're ready, you can drop your hands down to your side. We're now in our Dandasana pose, and our Dandasana pose, staff pose, in sort of transitional shape when we're seated for our Ashtanga practice. So you'll find we come back to this space a lot, whether we're resetting sides or moving into a new sequence. So take any movements, reset here, and we're gonna start with our Paschimottanasana, our forward fold posture.
Paschimottanasana actually translates to intense Western stretch. That's because when you do your sun salutations and then you come down to your forward fold, you're actually facing the Western direction. Reaching up tall through the crown of the spine, have your legs extended out long in front of you, quads are engaged so your kneecaps are lifted. Engage in that Mula Bandha, toes point towards the face. Take a nice deep breath in, reach your arms all the way up to the sky, relax the shoulders down. On the exhale, pull the belly button in towards your spine, nice Uddiyana Bandha lock. Begin to hinge at the hip, folding over your legs. You can bring your hands down to the earth, to your shins, or full expression here would be our yogi toe lock. Peace fingers around our big toes. Take a nice deep breath in. Extend up long through the spine, pull your heart through the chest, and exhale, begin to fold. We'll be here for 5 breaths. Give the stretch to the back side of the body, and know that you're only here for a temporary amount of time. Next inhale, lengthen up tall, roll the shoulder blades down and back, and on your exhale, variation B, we're going to bring our hands around our feet if you can reach there. If not, you can come back to whatever fold feels right for you. Take 5 more breaths here. Next inhale, look up and lengthen, roll your shoulder blades down and back. And for our last variation, variation C, we bring the backs of our hands around the soles of the feet, interlace the fingers. Deep breath in and deep breath out. You can drop your chin to your chest if that feels right. Next breath in, you can slowly, gently walk the hands in towards the body. Roll up 1 vertebra at a time. Head comes up last. Take some nice neck rolls or shoulder rolls at the top. Our next shape will be our Purvattanasana, our upward facing plank. From here, our Dandasana pose, we're going to roll the shoulder blades down and back. Bring the hands down to the earth behind you, fingertips point down. Press the weight into the palms and lift the hips so the toes come closer towards your earth. If you'd like, you can drop your head back. Stay here for 5 breaths. Lifting through the heart, lifting through the hips. Deep breath in together. And on the exhale, you can drop the hips back down to the earth. Come back to seated Dandasana, roll the shoulder blades down and back, or take any shoulder rolls, shoulder movements that you like. If you'd like, in between sequences and postures, you're welcome to bring in a vinyasa, a little bit of a flow, in order to keep that heart rate and that energy high. I'm not going to cue it every time, but if you'd like to take one, it's more than welcome. If you'd like to flow with me this first time, you can bring your hands to the earth. You can bring your hands to the earth, or you can place a block on either side. Press the palms down into the earth, cross the legs, and see if you can walk the feet back behind you. Place your hands down into your plank pose and take your chaturanga journey.
from upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha, to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha. You can bend the knees, look to your hands, and hop, sweeping the feet through and coming back down to your hips onto Dandasana. It might be a little bit awkward or uncomfortable, but the more you bring in this flow and this movement in between your postures, the more your body will become used to it. Our next posture is going to be our Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana. So we already did a variation of this standing, but for this I'm going to turn to face you so you can see where my feet are going. Again, if you'd like to come to sit on a block or a blanket, you're more than welcome to keep the hips lifted in that way. We'll do this on both sides. Starting on the right hand side, keeping the left leg extended out long, let's bring the right foot into this hip crease on the left side. If you'd like, you can bring a block underneath this right knee if it doesn't feel good to keep it hovered. Full expression would be finding a bind, reaching this right hand all the way around to lock and connect with that left foot. If that doesn't happen, if that's not available for your body, you're welcome to keep your hands exactly where you are, keeping the shoulder blades rolled down and back for the fold, or you can invite in a strap to help bring some length to the leg and connection for this posture. So with my strap, I'll bring it around my right foot, send it behind me, bringing this foot up into the crease, reaching up and around to find my strap, and you make the connection. Take a nice inhale, reach up long through the spine, and on the exhale we're going to fold. Crown of the head will reach towards the toes. Hold here for 5 breaths. On your next inhale, you can slowly come back up to rise to seated Dandasana. And exhale, release the strap, extend that right leg out long. You can wiggle out the knees or whatever you need between sides. Then we're going to come to that opposite side. This time we're extending the right leg out long, bending that left knee, bringing the foot to the inside of that right hip crease. Inviting in any blocks, props, straps as needed. Take a nice inhale, lengthen up tall through the spine, and exhale, folding over this right side, toes pointing towards the face. Find your breath. Next inhale, slowly come back up to seated. You can release your strap. Extend your leg back out long, Dandasana. You can take a flow, take a vinyasa, take any movements to keep the body warm. Maybe it's just a forward fold, maybe it's a side body stretch, whatever you like here. Meeting our way back to Dandasana, whatever journey you've taken. Coming back to face you for our next posture. Trianga Mukha Ekapada Paschimottanasana. Starting again on that right hand side. We want to bring the sole of the left foot into the earth. And then if you can, bring that out to your hip and drop the knee down towards the earth. Now, if this is uncomfortable or unavailable for your knees, another thing that feels nice is if you are sitting on a block, you can just bring
the shin to the earth and have the knee point down. This releases a little bit of pressure on that knee joint. It also helps us to keep our hips a little bit more square. So same thing that we did before. Deep breath in, lengthen up tall through the crown of the head, toes point forward towards the face, and exhale, we forward fold. Find your 5 breaths here. Inhale, slowly come back up to your seat. You can lean back on your hands behind you. Bring this left foot back out in front. You can windshield wipe or stretch out through the knees, whatever feels good and right. And we'll come to the opposite side. So this time, bending the right knee, bring the sole of the right foot to the earth. And then if you can, whatever variation you like, either right foot comes out next to the hip or right foot comes underneath the hip. Shin grounds down and your knee points forward. Take a nice deep breath in, point the left toes towards the face, reach up tall through the crown of the head, relax the shoulders down on your exhale, hinge at the hip and fold over this left side. Find your 5 breaths. Feel the stretch through the entire left side of your body, maybe even down into that bottom left-hand corner of your back. Note that it is okay if this feels different from one side to the other. Next inhale, tuck your chin to your chest, walk the hands in, slowly come back up to your Dandasana. Make your way back to center. Any movements or flows or journeys you'd like to take between sides, I completely invite that. Your practice. Nobody else's. We'll meet back in our Dandasana pose. Coming back to face you again for our next posture, Janu Sirsasana on both sides. There's 3 components to this posture, so we'll start on the right-hand side. Bend into this left knee, bring the sole of the foot into that right thigh. Any blocks or props underneath your knee or hips is totally acceptable. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, we fold. We find our 5 breaths, keeping the toes pointing towards the face. On your inhale, you can look up and lengthen. For Janu Sirsasana B, we come to sit on our left foot. So if you want to shift the sole of the foot underneath your right glute or your right hamstring. And same thing we just did. Inhale, lengthen up tall, and exhale, we fold. 5 breaths here. On your inhale, look up, lengthen through the spine. Coming to Janu Sirsasana C, our toe is going to stay in a toe stand. Our heel is going to rest on the inner right thigh. Deep breath in, and exhale, we fold. On your inhale, you can slowly walk your way back up to Dandasana. Stretch that left leg out, windshield wipe, or any movements you like between sides. And we'll come to the left side. First, Janu Sirsasana A, we simply bend the right knee, bring the sole of the foot to that left thigh. Inhale, lengthen up tall, and exhale, we fold. Noting any differences or similarities between this side and the first side, and note that's perfectly okay. It's why we do our yoga. It's why we come to our mat to explore each side and figure out what it needs. So with our last breath, you can take a deep inhale, lengthen up tall. Janusirsasana B, we're going to come to sit on the sole of the right foot. Inhale and exhale, we fold. Last breath in, you can roll your way up to a seat. Janusirsasana C, if it's available to you, bringing a toe stand to the right toes and the heel to the left thigh. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen up tall, and exhale, extend that right leg long. Any movements you like, any journey or flow that you like, before coming into our next posture. Our last posture for the seated series is our Marichyasana. There's 3 pieces, A, B, and C. For Marichyasana A, we're going to keep our right leg extended out long and bend the left knee so the sole of the foot comes to the earth. You can scooch this left knee in so it's close towards the body, and you want to make sure there's at least more than a fist width distance here between your foot and your right thigh. Hug your right hand around your left ankle. Inhale, reach the left arm up tall, and on the exhale, come down on the inside of the left foot, extending the left arm out long, almost like you're going to shake someone's hand. Rotate so the palm faces out, and wrap the arm around the left knee, reaching behind you. Right arm can come around for a bind. Right toes point towards the face. Square the shoulders down towards the earth and breathe for 5. You can slowly, gently release your bind, come back up to a seat, and we'll move into Marichyasana B. For Marichyasana B, we're going to do the same thing, except we're going to lotus this right foot. So again, bring the sole of the left foot to the earth and scoot it in towards the body, leaving some space between the foot and the right thigh. If you want, you can bring this right foot to the inside of that left hip crease, having the knee point down. This time you can do the same thing as we did before. For our bind, inhale, reach tall, exhale, down and in front. Wrapping all the way around, utilizing strap as needed for your bind. Find your 5 breaths. Inhale, you can release. Extend your legs back out long. Dandasana pose, shake the legs out, whatever you need. We'll move on to Marichyasana C. For Marichyasana C, we bring this left foot back in for a 3rd time. Nice space between. And this time we want to twist towards the body. So inhale, reach the right arm up tall. And on the exhale, twist over that left knee, hooking the right elbow down if you'd like. Option to stay here, or option to bind coming underneath and through that left leg. You can gaze over either shoulder and point the right toes towards the face. Breathe here. On your last inhale, deep breath in and exhale. You can release, coming back to center, shake the legs out. We'll take Marichyasana A, B, and C on the opposite side.
So first for A, keeping left leg extended, sole of the right foot comes in towards the glute, giving some space between the foot and the thigh. Left hand can hug that right ankle. Inhale, reach tall with the right arm, and exhale, hinge at the hip, reaching down and forward around that right knee. Reaching for your strap or props, whatever you like for your bind. Find your 5 breaths and square your shoulders down towards the earth. Inhale together and exhale. You can release, slowly come back up to seated. You can extend that right leg out long to reset, or you can leave it in towards the glute for Marichyasana B. This time, before we find our bind, we lotus the left leg by bringing the foot in that hip crease on the right side. This time, the left knee comes down, the hips begin to open a little bit wider, and then we do the same thing in the upper body to find our bind. Find your 5 breaths. Inhale, lifting up tall, and exhale. You can release, coming back out, resetting the legs if you'd like, or we can come right into Marichyasana C. Sole of the right foot comes in towards the glute. Inhale, reach the left arm tall now, and exhale, cross it over that right knee, hooking that left elbow around. You can come into full expression by binding underneath this right knee, or you can stay exactly where you are, gazing over either shoulder and finding your breath. Nice deep inhale together. And exhale, you can release, coming back to center. Wiggling out the arms and legs, taking any movements you like, any vinyasas, any flows that feel right in the body for you. And this time, whatever journey you're taking, you're going to find your way all the way down onto your back. Mini Shavasana here. Take a few breaths. And finally, we've made it to our closing sequence. From your Shavasana, we're going to move into 3 rounds of our Urdhva Dhanurasana. Some people learn this pose as Chakra Asana, but overall it's wheel pose. If wheel pose is not in your practice, a bridge pose is also completely acceptable, Satu Bandhasana. I'll show you how to set up both. Starting with bridge pose, on our backs, you bring the soles of the feet to the earth so the knees are bent. Walk the heels in towards the glutes. You should be able to just brush the back of your heels with your fingertips. From here, roll your shoulder blades down and back so immediately your heart starts to point up to the sky. Press down through the feet and the shoulders and lift your hips off of the ground, beginning to slowly press through the heart as well. This way your shoulder blades can come in closer towards each other and fingers can clasp underneath the tailbone. Keep a nice space between the knees and lift through the hips and the heart as you come to your breath. This is our Setu Bandhasana pose, our bridge pose. However, full expression is our Urdhva Dhanurasana, our upward facing bow. If bridge pose is comfortable and you'd like to take this further, you can come back down to the earth, bring your hands up by your ears, fingertips point down towards the body. You want to remain the elbows pointing in towards each other. You don't want to splay them open or else that'll risk putting pressure and injury on the neck. Same idea through the lower body, only with the upper body, we want to make sure we're lifting and pressing through the palms while also maintaining a nice distance between the elbows. Inhale together. You can come up onto the top of your head, reset the hands if needed. Already you'll feel the pressure in the low back.
Release the glutes and press through the feet. When you're ready, you can press through the hands, lifting the top of the head, elbows pointing back behind you. Press the feet so the hips slide forward. 5 breaths here. Last breath, you can lift your chin to your chest and slowly come all the way down to your back. We'll take 2 more rounds of this, yogi's choice. If you'd like to find bridge pose Setu Bandhasana, I invite you to set up now. If you'd like to find Urdhva Dhanurasana, you can do so as well. Take whatever variation you like for your practice. After 5 breaths, you can come back down to the earth and set up for one last pose. Take whatever movements you like in between each set. Pressing the feet, lifting through the hips and the heart, finding whatever variation you like in your upper body. Maybe on this third one, you play with it a little bit. Maybe come up onto your toes or your heels or play with the balance from one leg to the other. Whatever you like here. When you're ready, you can come back down to the earth. Hug your knees into your chest. Begin to rock side to side. And then forward to back. So you can rock your way up into a nice comfortable seat. Extend the legs out long. We're going to take a Paschimottanasana just to reverse this. Inhale and exhale, fold forward 5 breaths. When you're ready, you can lift up. Nice tall spine, Dandasana, roll the shoulder blades down and back. You can take a flow if you'd like. Any vinyasa, any movements that feel good for you. And when you come back to your Dandasana, we're gonna come back to our backs and bring our legs up overhead for a Salamba Sarvangasana, or shoulder stand. So feet can come up and over to start if that feels right. Fingertips can come to your back, pointing in towards the spine while your thumbs point up. Engage in Uddiyana and Mula Bandha. Elbows come in towards each other. Point the toes, engage to the quads, and breathe for 5 breaths. Be mindful of the space between the chin and the chest. This is our Salamba Sarvangasana. Really wonderful inversion pose. Take a nice deep breath in. And on the exhale, we're going to come into Halasana. Gently bringing feet behind you. If they can reach the earth, wonderful. If so, curl the toes under, press the heels back. Full expression here would bring your hands to the earth in front of you, interlacing fingers. Heart shines through the arms and press the hips back. Last shape here will be Karna Pidasana. You can bring your knees to your third eye or down to your ears if that's available. Find your breath. When you're ready, hands and arms come out in front. Use your hands as little brakes to slowly, gently roll down, one vertebra at a time. Once your tailbone reaches the earth, you can bend the knees. Bring the soles of the feet down, windshield wiper your feet. Next, we'll sit up and find our Matsyasana, our fish pose. So, shoulder blades rolled down and back, palms come to the earth, fingertips point down. Bend the elbows so your forearms and wrists come down to the earth. Shoulder blades hug around the spine while your heart begins to lift. You can drop your head back and straighten the legs, hovering the feet. Breathe here. Inhale. Exhale. Engaging in those inner thigh muscles, feeling the energetic lock between both of your legs. 2 more breaths. Inhale together and exhale. You can come back down, mini shavasana, rock those knees from side to side. Our next shape will be our Uttana Padasana, a little bit like our fish pose. If you'd like to start, you can bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet to the earth. Bring the top of the head to the earth. Arms come up to hover, hands clasped together. If you'd like, you can point the toes and hover your legs. Breathe here for 5. Pulling in through that belly button, engaging in Uddiyana Bandha. Inhale and exhale. You can come back down, mini shavasana, windshield wiper those knees. Next, you're going to curl your knees into your chest. Hug your third eye up towards your knees and begin to rock forward to back, finding your way all the way into a Virasana pose. So however you'd like to get there, taking a nice hero's pose, coming to our shins. We're going to come into our Shirshasana, our headstand. There are 2 variations here, A and B, and we'll walk through both of them. To get into your headstand, we want to start by bringing our forearms down to the earth, about that shoulder's width distance. Hands can either clasp here to cradle the back of your head, or for some people, they like to leave the hands open. Depends on your body, and it's completely up to you. We want to lift the hips and start to just cat-cow your back. We're going to invite the sensation of the pressing through the elbows and forearms, lifting through the shoulders that we have in our cat back. So when we cow the back, we feel the heart drop through the arms, and when we cat the back, we have that engagement, that pressing, almost like we're pressing the mat away from us. That is what we want to find with our Shirshasana, our headstand. So when you have that cat back, you can drop the crown of your head towards the earth, cradle the back of your head if that's the variation you go for. Curl the toes under, engage in both Mula and Uddiyana Bandha as you begin to straighten the legs, hovering the knees. And press the heels behind you. If this is comfortable for you, keeping the shoulders pressing, the forearms pressing into the earth, you can walk the feet in towards the body. If this is comfortable, tuck the knees in towards the chest. Keeping that Uddiyana and Mula Bandha engagement, you can begin to slowly and gently engage in the quads and the glutes, point through the toes, and find your Shirshasana. 5 breaths here. For Shirshasana B, we simply bring the legs down so our hips make a 90-degree angle. When you're ready, you can come down the way you came in, bringing your knees back to your chest. Slowly come down to the earth. If you'd like to take a balasana or a child's pose here, big toes touch, knees open wide, extend the arms out long in front of you. Rock your third eye from left to right on the earth. 5 breaths here. From Balasana, you can come back to a Virasana, sit back on the heels and the shins. I'm gonna take one more layer off. And we're gonna come to a Padmasana. So I'll come to face you for this. I like to use a block for this. My arms are a little short, so it helps to lift me a little bit higher. Coming to pretzel pose, lotus pose, whatever you like here. You can bring a block to either side of you, roll the shoulder blades down and back. Send your heart up to the sky. You want to press through the palms, begin to straighten through the arms. Engage in Mula and Uddiyana Bandha as you tuck the knees in towards the face. Hold for 5. Come back down to the earth slow and gently whenever you feel ready. You can grab onto your knees or to your feet. Take a nice deep inhale, lengthen out tall through the crown of the head, and exhale, folding down to the earth in front of you. Last breath in, you can tuck your chin to your chest. Slowly walk the hands in towards the body. Let your head come up last. Take any neck or shoulder rolls you like at the top here. And find your way onto your back. Shavasana pose, corpse pose. Releasing any tension, releasing any muscles you might still feel might be engaged. And just breathe. If you'd like to gently flow into a longer Shavasana, I have a 5-minute video you can watch right after this. I want to thank you for holding space and practicing with me today. The light in me sees and honors the light in you.